IKEA quietly discontinued their Zigbee smart blinds and haven't released a thread or matter replacement. If you've been looking for an affordable, smart, home-integrated alternative that actually works with modern protocols, SmartWings is one of the closest things to picking up where IKEA left off. They sent us 4 custom motorized blackout shades for our trickiest windows, trapezoid shapes that not many other blind brands even attempt. And since Dirigera is now a Matter controller, we had to test whether IKEA's own hub could adopt a third-party smart blind. The result was not what we expected. If you've got angled tops, sloped ceilings, or A-frame windows, you already know the frustration. Standard smart blinds don't fit. Custom blinds exist, but they're dumb. And the few motorized options for unusual shapes usually rely on basic RF remotes with zero smart home integration. That's been the trade-off for years. Go smart or go custom. Pick one. SmartWings eliminates that compromise. They're the largest direct-to-consumer smart blind brand in North America, CNET's top pick for motorized blinds in 2026, and growing fast in Europe. They make everything from rollers and cellular honeycomb to zebra, woven wood, Roman shades, indoor, outdoor, skylights, arches. If it covers a window, they probably have a motorized version of it. What sets them apart is the protocol and power flexibility. At checkout, you choose your protocol: Matter over Thread, HomeKit over Thread, Zigbee, Z-Wave, or Matter over Ethernet with Power over Ethernet. And you pick your power source: rechargeable battery with USB-C, 12-volt hardwired, or PoE for a single cable solution. Most brands lock you into one ecosystem. SmartWings lets you match the motor to whatever you're already running. The product we're focused on today is the Nowa motorized blackout trapezoid cellular shade with Matter over Thread and solar panel. These are custom manufactured to your exact window dimensions. You provide 3 measurements: bottom width, tall side height, and sloped side length, plus upload a photo of your actual window. But the real question I wanted to answer is how these integrate beyond the included remote, specifically with Homey Pro, Google Home, and IKEA's Dirigera hub. We'll get to all 3. Okay, let's see what we got. Unboxing is clean. Each shade arrives with a USB-C charging cable, mounting brackets, screws, plugs, and a multi-channel remote. All 4 shades came pre-paired to the same remote right out of the box, 1 channel for each blind. That alone makes these livable for everyone in the household, not just the person who set up the smart home. You know, happy wife, happy life. The build quality is good. Sturdy aluminum rails, single-cell honeycomb construction, and the blackout fabric genuinely blocks light. The motor is built into the top rail, not visible once mounted. Mounting 3 trapezoid windows took about 45 minutes total. A couple of L brackets per shade inside the window frame, 4 to 6 screws each. Straightforward. Because we chose Matter over Thread, these shades should work with every major smart home platform: Apple Home, Google Home, Amazon's Voice Assistant, Samsung SmartThings, Home Assistant, and Homey. No proprietary app, no cloud dependency. The shade talks directly to whatever Thread border router is on your network using local communication. Think of Thread like a mesh Wi-Fi network, but for your smart devices. Low power, low latency, and every mains-powered Thread device on your network strengthens the mesh for everything else. Quick heads up though, these battery-powered shades are Thread-end devices. They receive signals but don't relay them. And if your Thread border router is far from your windows, add a mains-powered Thread device nearby as a relay point. A plug or a bulb works well for this. Pairing with Homey Pro took under 2 minutes per shade. Install the SmartWings app from the Homey App Store. Hold the P button on the shade for 6 seconds until the motor jogs 2 times. Scan the QR code. Use the Connect via Homey Pro method. It's more reliable than phone-based pairing. And here's the part that makes Matter worth choosing as your protocol. Once the shades are paired to Homey, you can share them to other ecosystems, like Google Home or Apple Home, through Matter credential sharing. No separate pairing, no rescanning QR codes. Homey shares the credentials, Google Home picks them up, and the shades appear. Voice control, room assignment, routines, all working from that single Homey pairing. Now this is why I love my Homey. The automation cards unlock something that not many of the other platforms handle the same way, and it completely changes how you'd use shades in daily life. You get triggers for opened, closed, position changed, and battery level. Conditions that check whether a shade is closed. And actions to open, close, toggle, or set any specific position from 0 to 100%. Here's what that looks like in practice. If you have them in your bedroom, you can get the blackout shades to open automatically 15 minutes before your phone alarm goes off. You wake up to natural light instead of a blaring sound. Homey reads your next alarm from your phone and triggers the shades ahead of it, no manual schedule to maintain. In other rooms, like my office, I get a lot of sun in the afternoon. So I got a flow that says, if cloud cover drops below 40% and it's afternoon, the shades close to 20%. Enough to block direct sun, but not enough to make the room feel like a cave. All local, no cloud calls, running entirely on Homey Pro. That's the kind of automation you simply can't build on most other platforms, and that's what those flow cards actually unlock. One thing to watch with multiple shades. Triggering all 4 simultaneously from a single flow can cause one to not respond. The fix is simple. Add a 1 or 2 second delay between each action card. Stagger them and they're solid. Now, the part I was most curious about, IKEA Dirigera. Dirigera received a major firmware update in July 2025 that turned it into a full Matter controller and thread border router. That's a big deal for a hub under $100. The shades joined the thread network without any issues. Dirigera saw them immediately. But when it came to actually adding them to the IKEA Home Smart app as a controllable device, the pairing process failed every time. The app would find the shade, start the setup, and then drop the connection before completing. So the honest answer is, Dirigera can't control SmartWings shades right now. The thread networking layer works. The shades appear on the mesh, but the Matter controller side of Dirigera doesn't successfully commission them as window coverings. Whether that's a limitation of Dirigera's firmware, a missing device type in the IKEA app, or something specific to SmartWings, it's hard to say. But the result is clear. If you're running Dirigera as your main hub, these shades might not show up in your IKEA app today. That said, it doesn't really limit you. The shades pair perfectly to Homey, credential share to Google Home, and Matter supports multi-admin, so you can run them on Apple Home, SmartThings, or Home Assistant simultaneously. Dirigera is the one platform that didn't work, and honestly, with Homey's advanced flows running the automations, it wasn't missed in my setup. Now the solar panel. At $49.99 each, these stick to the window glass with 3M adhesive. They don't replace the battery, they continuously charge it. Without the panel, the 2,200 mAh battery lasts 4 to 6 months, roughly 600 open-close cycles. The solar panel essentially makes that recharging cycle disappear. These trapezoid shades start at $3.99 per shade, varying by size. Standard rectangular, Nowa cellular shades start lower. The solar panel is $49.99 each. For 4 custom trapezoid blackout shades with solar panels, you're looking at roughly $2,000 to $3,000 depending on dimensions. That's premium, but Lutron Serena custom shades start closer to $500 per window without trapezoid shapes or Matter over thread. SmartWings gives you local control, multi-platform support, and no subscription costs. IKEA gave up on smart blinds for now. SmartWings picked up where they left off, with all the protocols, solar power, and multi-platform control that actually works, well on every platform except IKEA's. Sometimes that tells you everything you need to know. If this kind of integration walkthrough is useful, subscribing helps more of these get made. And until next time, keep it smart, keep it simple, and keep it affordable.